you said we're off roll coaching here, right?
Is it the
Yes, sir.
Alrighty, what role are you playing here, my duder? Solo lane. Ooh, is that on purpose?
Oh, that's just what I got. I tried
Okay.
to swap with jungle, tried to swap with mid.
All right. I
They're
mean,
like,
Solo's a
nah.
good lane right now. All right, you already f***ed up.
What I do?
Bologna sucks, bro.
Yeah, but that's
You
That's
can
what I
play
know
her.
how
She
to
doesn't
play, so-
literally suck, and yeah, I get that you're comfortable with her. There's easier gods to play. Like there are things that will just make your life easier. Is the way I look at it. I mean, just right off the bat, everyone can play Wukong. I realize you might not have taken time into them. Go into a jungle practice and just spam the 3. Go on max cooldown and spam getting used to the 3. Okay. As soon as you do that, the rest of his kit you can't fuck up. Or you could play like a more, if you really want to play an auto attack god, you could play a more W key that's just simpler to play and doing better in lane. You could go like Erlang Shen, where you're gonna probably just bully at level 2 and win the game off of it. But in my eyes, I honestly think you kind of bamboozle yourself in god picks. Like, not you, but people do it right now. They just ruin their games in god picks. You might have a fine game. I don't even know how this game's gonna go, but that'll be the first thing I said. No matter what, probably don't play Bologna.
yeah.
Would not play Osiris. No, someone said Osiris. Don't do that. Don't do fucking Osiris.
I have a list of gods I play if it's solo lane.
What else do you usually play?
Achilles, and Hercules.
I would play Hercules. It's a little more, if you're not consistent with your 2, hitting your 2, you're probably not going to stomp the lane. But if you are, you can stomp the lane. Plus with the Frostbound builds, you can kind of bully a lot of these bad players really early. They'll panic and you'll have a good game. So, I mean, we'll see how your Bologna games goes, but I would rather you play either of those gods. Obviously, they played Achilles, so that wasn't an option.
Yeah, I was gonna pick it, and then I seen him pick it, and I was like, shit.
You don't need a mana pot at the start of this game. Go another health pot. So the big part of solo lane, you're gonna find yourself fighting too much and not maintaining your health, and your health pots are gonna get thrown away. That mana pot's not worth it. If you are playing lane correctly, especially in brackets like this where you're not playing against people who are flawless in their gameplay, you should be able to get to a point, even in an off roll with a god you're really comfortable on, that you aren't having many issues because you have blue buff plus totem. Like, you shouldn't lose every single totem. If you do, honestly, I'd say you having like a less health pot is more likely for you to not be able to fight over a totem. Personal opinion.
Okay.
And he says GG no skin, so you already let him down. There's his coaching input.
My bad. Sorry.
All right, let's get to this game starts. Okay. All right, this is gonna be super minor, but something you should make a habit.
Okay.
Why are you autoing right here? What's your goal to auto each creep here?
I'm just trying to do as I'm trying to clear this buff as fast as possible.
Okay, so your 2 is going to clear that as fast as possible. It's going to AoE auto attack. Once it lands, it's going to AoE damage. It's also on a 15-second cooldown. The timing difference between backs and blue is 15 seconds. So if you want to be able to clear this as fast as possible and blue as fast as possible, you need a 2 the second that they spawn. So you end up 2ing here at 2 seconds. It goes on cooldown at 4 seconds. 13-second cooldown. Camps are up at 11. So you've already not min-max when you're telling me you want to min-max, right? So
Yeah.
Easy fix, something for you to make a habit. That's how it is on like 90% of gods. Realistically, like, just you, I get the mindset of like land an auto real quick. No, that's not it. You got to break that shit.
Okay.
I mean, you're even waiting too, so you could clear hyper fast. Your clear time is pretty fucking solid too. You should be backing up. I don't know if you're not doing this because you're worried about like an invade or something, but you should be walking into your lane during this. You should make this pathing time as fast as possible to get the lane as fast as possible. That's another min-max, super small thing that will add up. So like now you have to walk all the way up the lane. Look at where your wave is. If you had cleared while backing up, you clear right here, you have like a 3-foot distance instead of a wave running away from you distance. All right, you walk in a lane with your 3. I'm fine with you leveling your 3. You want to hit him in the wave. Your goal is to clear this wave as fast as possible while poking him. If you pull aggro here first, you're eating creep damage. He's probably not going to eat creep damage because of the creep distance. They're going to travel distance, like the range aren't going to be in the same range. And you're kind of aggressing in him. So you end up taking a lot of damage from all these archers and all these melees. Like, look at this. You're eating 3 melee autos and 3 archer autos right now off the rip. If you go for wave damage plus him, they're dying faster. More than likely you get a kill on here and he takes some poke and you aren't full committed into the backline like this in a weird positioning. If you do want to hit him with that 3 right away, you're going to get stunned. You know what's going to happen, but you could group up the wave off of that and use your 2 and hit everything. Instead, you're splitting the wave, right? So if you hit him and then collapse all the creeps together, so if you hit him right away, you pull aggro on the creeps and then you instantly walk them to the back, you're going to group them all up. Instead, you have a split wave, you're only autoing 3 instead of 6 creeps. So that happens on a lot of gods, like Wukong, same thing. On Wukong, if you can hit the god and the creeps with your ability, they'll pull towards you. You walk them to the back creeps. You clear everything. Realistically, Hercules, that's not gonna be a problem. You said Herc's another one of your main gods. Achilles, that would be something that would be super valuable, where if you could walk up and like poke them with the 3, group the creeps, hit another 3, and then 1, you clear the wave while poking. That's like the little things that in the solo lane will make your life a lot better. And why I would recommend just playing the same god over and over again to get used to that shit. Playing a mix of gods will make it harder and feel a little more awkward trying to do that.
Yeah.
Also, how many health pots you gone through before a minute?
2.
Yep. How many mana pots you needed before a minute?
None.
Okay. If you had an argument here, by the way, where you really needed mana, this would be a multi-pot. At the like if this isn't an health pot, this is never a mana pot. This is maybe a multi-pot. So you can double pot to fight to kind of full commit, but yeah, we're not doing that right now.
Why would she do that?
You do have wave pressure, which is good. Make sure whenever you're hitting the wave, like the 3 here, like you should 3 him and the wave here because you could sustain off the creeps. He's backed off and poke him. Because you don't need the AoE, right? You already have him back to his tower. So you could just be looking. That's like build all these little things up over and over again. It's going to make his life hell. You might not even realize it just by me mentioning it, but once you see it and how much harder the game is for the other solo laner, you'll understand. So like see right here, you kind of grouped them. That was almost perfect. You almost did this right. Granted, you'd rather the wave meet so you don't eat poke. But regardless of that side of it, you hit him with a 2, right? Watch the wave. Wave is following you. If you loop in here to the side, watch. They're still following you. They're still following you. They're still following you. If you had walked to here, you could have AoE'd all of them with your autos. But instead you fall back and you're only hitting 3 creeps again. And you eat a lot of poke on top of it instead of just clearing like hyper fast. You also swapped out of your 2 there. He managed to group the wave for you and you aren't in your 2, so it doesn't matter because you're sustaining. But you could like just that little thing, man. You just make the wave die that much faster. It makes a big difference. What potion do you need right now?
A health pot.
What potion you got, brother?
Oh shit.
Oh my, he kills you there if he's not bad. So you should be dead right now. 100%. Also, something I would recommend doing, because I honestly am not 100% on this, because I haven't played Bologna in so long. I would go look up how, like, you know, your top, so Haddix, final, well, Haddix, someone that's playing solo a lot right now, like even Snatty's been posting YouTube videos all the time. Look it up at what abilities they level against certain matchups. So like there might be a case where leveling your 3 for that little bit sustain is actually more valuable. You need to check that stuff because that's something that someone who plays those matchups all the time will know. And then if you just have that knowledge from watching a video, it's super good for you. Okay. This is very risky, you playing up here. I don't know why he's not interested in killing you. He's scared. So yeah, you also use that mana pot for no reason.
Yeah, I'm used to jungle multi-pots, so because I play a lot of, that's my main role, so
yeah, I mean I understand it, but now you know, just buy 4 health pots, just sustain, right. Especially since you're trying to bully and fight. Against Achilles, leveling the 3 is very common. See, that's what I was thinking. I'm just not 100%. You want to sustain and be able to fight back. Your 2 is going to allow for that. Your 3 is going to be allowed for that for the sustain. He's 5 here, so this is crazy risky. If you're fat, oh wow. If you up down there, you kill him. I think you know that.
Yeah.
Was that you trying to level the ability and like not getting it as fast as you wanted, and then
I was
kind of
I
panicking?
was trying to. I tried to. No, I tried to. So I rewatched that back, right? And so I was trying to up down, but I threw my mouse forward when I leveled the ability, and I went like in the direction I was facing.
Yeah, okay. If you had leveled this right when you went 5, if you were like super aware of the situation and spamming that level, you could have dunked him right now and insta killed him. Like you could have insta killed him super easy. So like your ability still wasn't even leveled up. I realize it's like 0.1, you know, it's really small. But if you're doing it and you're pre-planning that, this is a guaranteed kill for you. He kind of missed. You did also kind of dunk away. So at least you didn't do anything terrible here, but it, you know, could be slightly better.
Good to see a weaken.
You also missed blue XP, which is pretty shitty. I got so caught up in you actually fighting. Let me see this.
That's the first time the first blood's taken this long.
I'm gonna be honest. I kind of think you should be on this blue to make it a better habit. I realize that this farm is up, but would you rather 50-50 this or guarantee the jungler doesn't invade your blue?
I'd rather have the blue.
Yeah. So you need to prioritize in that way. I also don't even think this guy does this because the wave is meeting and he's Achilles. It'll take him a while. If he does do this and you do blue, you then get lane pressure because he's finishing this by the time you're getting back to lane. So you fight over lane, you get lane pressure. He's gotten poked, you have blue, he doesn't. Also allows for you to invade blue. So I know as a jungler, I'd rather my solo be at blue every time, and all the best solo laners that I watch play the game, they're on their timers unless they're going to get a guaranteed kill. So that also would have changed this whole engage would have been different because it never would have happened. You would have had your ult up off of blue buff, and you could have guaranteed up downed his ult and beat him in a fight. So that would be the next thing I tell you. Prioritize getting your camp and being there on timer, unless there's something you know you can do. That's a lot of value because you don't get blue XP here or the invade XP. You know you're ahead, but you didn't get any of that lead, right? So sorry, the jungler's ahead, which is kind of crazy. As a solo laner, you think you get a blue, they don't. You're ahead. You're not because you didn't get any farm. Yeah. You didn't get anything on top of this guy that he has. And now you don't have TP up either, and you're super poked out with no mana, so you're delaying even longer getting that blue buff. And it's because you're caught up in this want to kill, this need to kill. And I think you need to realize that killing isn't necessarily the goal. The goal is getting more farm than this dude.
Yeah.
That's on her. Did not ult.
Yeah, the being at a camp thing is a tip for every single role. If I were to say any role that wouldn't do that, it would be mid, and it's because the jungler is usually pulling and meeting them, so you have a few extra seconds to be there. But outside of that, yeah, every role needs to be on their timers right away. And now you're missing wave. You don't have any TP up. You want your item. Everything is. You're not actually missing wave, but you're losing some creeps. You're getting out pressured. And you guys are the exact same level, which is wild. Okay, you need to. All right. Did we talk about this like earlier in coaching with you clearing at any point? I swear we did.
Yeah, I was playing Anubis.
Yeah.
So,
what the fuck are we doing here, bro? How we clear this?
You run up to the melees and then pull them back to the archers.
Yeah. So what the fuck are we doing? We're wasting so much time, dude. And then you're not even AoEing these down. You could have just cleared all these. Use 300 mana to clear 3 creeps, bro. Come on, dude. These are the small things. These are bad habits. That like there is no value to what you just did.
Big forehead.
At all. And then you do it again. I mean, I realize your low mana here, so you're probably worried about fighting this dude, but you do have Death Toll, dude. You'll sustain so fast up with your mana if you just do that. That's another thing. You have Death Toll, or sorry, not Death Toll. I don't know why I said that though. Oh,
Warrior's X.
yeah. No, I meant you have blue buff sustaining your mana anyway. Yeah, that's just a mana problem. This is a you not backing problem. This is your choices led to this scenario where you didn't, you know, every little thing you did. You weren't at blue, you weren't at the invade, you went for this instead. You could have backed it, you went for wave. You don't have upgraded TP because you went for chalice. All these things led to you not having an item, but at some point you have to take an L because you made those decisions. Probably right here, where you just back. You let these walk into the tower and you just back to base to get your item.
Yeah.
That way you don't die. You also keep kit dumping this dude, bro. So on Bologna, your 3 when you whip him is hitting for like 10 damage, all right? That damage is irrelevant unless it's some secure. You're using that 3 for sustain, okay?
Okay.
So with a god like Achilles, if you're 2ing the hit, you know, poke him and hit the creeps, fine. Once the creeps aren't in the equation, whether you are autoing them or, you know, they aren't in range like they are right now, so your 2 is irrelevant, you can use that 1 to be aggressive, but you can use the 3 to sustain. So if you really were fighting this, like you truly wanted to 1v1 him right now, you would 3 him and just start whacking his ass down to sustain more health. You wouldn't roll through your whole kit. You wouldn't 2 and then 3 and then 1. Like you're not doing ability damage with these things. You're using them for their passive. Their passive is super, super valuable to you. And they're not hitting for as much as you think they are. Your autos are going to do very similar damage at rank 1s. Like I said, just take the L here, back, reset, get your items, because he's sending you back to base anyway. So you're missing a lot more and giving him a lot more by doing that. Also, him taking your blue sucks right there. No good jungler would ever do that. Didn't do that. I liked you going to this fight actually. Wave is obviously very important, but you getting into these fights early and trying to learn how to judge which ones are good fights and aren't, like you have to go to them to figure that out. So I like this. You get the kill there. The up down is a little risky if you don't know his dash is down, by the way. Did you know? Do you know if you knew it was down? Did you see it?
So if you back up, I'm pretty sure he dashes into right before he looped around the pillar at Fire Giant.
Okay, so you thought his dash was down though, like when you were fighting. Okay, that's fine then. As long as you're not just trying to like kit dump again, that's fine.
Yeah, because Scylla's got the dash, and then I figured she was ulting not to do damage. I thought she was gonna ult and then just run away.
Yeah, you gotta realize, bro, sub like 2K, people don't even know sometimes when they're getting hit. So you gotta not over credit them in these brackets. You just need to play your game and play like everyone is an idiot, even your teammates. It'll make your life a lot better. Good totem control. I like this. Interested to see where your build goes from here.
The good old Smite source build.
I don't remember what build's there. I'm pretty sure it's the right build.
You have Axe of Animosity, Berserkers, Equinox, Kins.
Yeah, the Kins build. You're going the damage build. Yep.
Except I don't build Kins. And you'll see why is because this Achilles is got so much fucking sustain.
You're not playing to kill the Achilles. The Achilles is all right. This is. We need everyone to process this. Your lane doesn't fucking matter. Your lane is irrelevant. You don't win game in Smite. You farm for your fucking self to win fights. So that Kins and everything is for you to dumpster the squishies when you rotate. You don't give a fuck what Achilles is doing. You are not building based on what Achilles is doing. That's a habit that a lot of people have, and it ruins their games really, really fast. I mean, you're 8 minutes into this game, right? Your laning phase should be more than halfway over at this point. So whatever he's doing is completely pointless. You're focusing on trying to poke him now rather than wave while he's focusing on wave. So you're going to see that start to hurt you really quickly here. Your 2 should have definitely been on the wave. He's playing horribly though. He's not AA canceling at all. All right, he ulted out. That worked. That was a really strange. You kind of panicked there. Take your time, dude. Like what I'm talking about is when you're you're autoing the air. Right
I
here.
watched that, yeah.
Like you're in a really good spot to beat his ass and kill those creeps, and you just throw a couple autos into there, a little bit. So just take your time. I realize you're basically waiting for his ult, and then you realize he's not gonna ult. He's just gonna kill you. So you just gotta play through your decisions. Like once you're at that point, the only way it goes horribly, horribly bad is if you choke. So luckily it ends up working out. He does ult out because it's pretty clear. You know he knows. Like you each know what each other wants to do. So
Yeah.
you have to recognize like you're not gonna get some gimmick shit off if he knows what you want to do.
Can you just AFK under the tower? I'm gonna fucking die for this, probably.
Finally, some blue XP. You guys are up too. You're up a lot of gold. Little tip to get you more gold on any. This is for everybody that I even see high players not process this. So once this tower hits a creep, that creep is not worth shit to you. Okay.
Yeah.
So instead of helping the tower kill this creep and then letting the tower take more gold from the back, if you go to the back here and kill them, the tower will still be hitting this creep, and then you can turn around and kill the other melee creep and get full gold from everything, instead of losing that gold right there where you just lost 16 gold.
Okay.
If you do that enough times, makes a big difference. Obviously once in a game, not gonna be the end of the world, but another habit that you should form. If your clear is fast enough that it doesn't matter, different story, but early game, you never have enough clear for that. You've also still not upgraded your TP. You really should do that a lot earlier. It makes these weird situations you're in where like you want an item, but you can't find the time to back. It makes it so you have that time to back just by spending a little bit extra gold. This is good. If you just stayed in your 3, this would have been a lot better. You could have full cleared the wave and then just started beating him with a 3, but he comes back in, so it works out. Oh, you're whooping his ass. What is your sensitivity, bro? Your sensitivity too high. 100%. What is your sense? Because that shit is crazy.
It's on 20.
What's your DPI?
It's 800.
What the fuck? I mean, 20 is a little high. That's not this high. Look at this shit. Look at you whipping around here, bro. Oh my gosh. Where are we going, dude? Yeah, you need to lower that a bit. This is Smite, dude. You just gotta be able to do a 180. Hey, your ass could probably do 18 fucking spins right now with just one wrist flick. Also, didn't you say you whipped your mouse out while trying to ult? So did that have something to do with your sense as well?
I think honestly, so my biggest issue, right, is so when I'm trying to turn, like do a 180, I pick my mouse up instead of dragging it, right? And so I get into like scenarios where it like locks up, and so it doesn't pick up like what I'm trying to do, and so then I have to like wiggle it a little bit to get it to.
How high are you lifting your mouse?
I think I lift it like a good bit.
Yeah, that is weird, brother.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, you're a wrist aimer then, I'm assuming, right? Your elbow never leaves like your chair side.
yeah, and I use my wrist to.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense for higher sense, but you should have, like, I wrist aim for years, and you shouldn't be lifting your mouse that high off the ground. Yeah, look, bro, you're whiffing autos, and it is part of your sensitivity. 100%. There's a mix of some of them times where you're panicking, but your sense is too fucking high. You're over aiming like a lot. I couldn't imagine you playing at like a jungler where that's happening, or an ADC. That would be rough. Still no upgrade on TP? Not liking that? At this point I realize it's almost upgraded, but really wish you had upgraded that at some point. Where are you going here? You're leaving a full wave. All right, in this situation, dude, we're here at the wave, man. Just clear this shit. Just clear this wave, all right? Where are we going,
Wait,
dude?
Didn't go to blue. Okay.
Yeah, like you're already here at this wave. Why we're just walking away from that shit? Now, if there was something happening over here, a jungle was ganking, something different story. But it's just chilling. Just do that wave. There's a lot of little things you're wasting time on
Halfway.
that are just super easy fixes. This could be a really good fight for you if you could hit an auto. All right. So this whole time right here, hold on. You want him, catch up to him, sick. At this point, your 3 sustain is leveled up, which I don't know why you have a random point in your 1, by the way. Your 3 sustain is leveled up, so just insta whip him and start beating his ass. Okay, so you.
3.
Yes, because your 1 is blocking some autos. This motherfucker's autos are hitting for like 4. You don't care about his fucking autos. You care about his abilities. And the way you're going to outplay around his abilities is if you're sustaining when they're down. And right now you land like, how many autos? Let me see. After your 1. So you won there. Auto. That's 3 autos. So you should be healing on that 4th auto, but you're not in your whip. So you're not. So you could have won him and then just like 1 autoed out of the 1 because, you know, like animation canceling basically, and then 3'd him and you'd be getting a sustain heal, which is value. You whip at the end and he ends up backing away, and now you're going to 2 and you're going to get 0 sustain out of your 3. You didn't heal a single fucking time on your 3. So your 3 basically got no value even though you have points into it. Because you're thinking of it as like a damage ability. That's not how you need to think of it. You need to think about it as more sustain because you've leveled it up.
Okay.
Yeah, he TP'd while he uses his 2.
No, his 2?
Yeah, the little wind up there.
Like, look at how much you heal. You have Equinox. You have fucking your 3. You have, if you're hitting him, you've got that Warrior's Axe proccing. Like, your sustain's kind of crazy. I'm wondering. Like I said, I haven't seen a lot of Bologna played with this change. I'm gonna be surprised if it stays with this build and it doesn't shift over to a Frostbound build. By the way, so if you do keep Bologna in your fucking God pool, be looking out for the build shifting. I like this rotation. This is really, really good. You should have leveled up your ability while you were running. Level up the ult, not the 3.
No, just wait, Bologna. They're gonna push up on me.
So I started rotating. this,
That
and then
was
he
the
like-
worst call. This is why you don't listen to dumbasses, all right? You are playing with shitters. That is, you kill this guy. They're not gonna play up on him if you just went through the portal. Everyone can see this, by the way. I don't know if that Ul doesn't process that, or he doesn't realize. He probably doesn't know where you came from because he has no awareness. This is a fucking kill for you. Also, why the fuck did you 1 here?
Oh, I was trying to get there fast.
Yeah, no, no. Bro, look at this. Watch your 1. Watch your 1. How many steps did you just save by 1ing? 2, maybe.
2 steps.
Not even a second worth of walking, and now you don't have that ability for any gap closer when you get in this fight, and it's on a 16 fucking second cooldown. That's a we watched. Were you watching when I watched the fucking what's it called last night? The Elo Hell with the mid laner, the MLF. It was an MLF last night. She rotated from mid to duo. She used her 3, which she was leveling for damage as her movement ability, and then it wasn't up in the team fight. Same fucking shit, bro. Be a little more patient. It's 2 steps. It's not going to be the difference in you killing here. Now, if they play up here, these guys are bots. Oh, look, they don't play up. So now you're stuck on the wrong side of the map with no TP.
You guys fought in mid and nobody took it?
Yeah, you got to not listen to shitters, and you got to build your own information. You got to, go for that. And then if it doesn't work, next time you should wait, or next time you shouldn't have TP'd or whatever it may be. Good secure, though. That's a good invade. At least you get something out of this. I hate that he told you not to go in, though. It was really stupid.
I was about to fucking W key.
Yeah, you should have, 100%. I don't know if that wasn't a max range ult, and you're.
It was not.
No, I don't think you're even close.
I was not aimed.
Yeah, no, you could have. You should have hit him for sure. It's okay. That's a mechanical thing. I actually you might as well dive at that point. In my opinion, you're pretty even. You're not super up in gold. You're not worth too much, and that should have been a secured kill from you if you'd just hit the ult. So it's all good. So yeah, your job here is not the objective play. Your job is to get back to farming. So I would have rather you backed right there and went to left.
Yeah, the creep was following me, so I ran right here into this corridor and then back.
Yeah, but you just ran halfway across the map to run away from a creep. So definitely don't recommend that.
You could be helping your team rather than being in my jungle.
Yeah, like.
So I went B's here because Gable, Achilles stun.
Yeah, I think beads is fine.
Her stun.
Yeah, I think it's fine. I think if you're not having problems getting into the fights, like obviously you don't really know yet, but your one fight, like you really like Blink wouldn't have changed anything, so I think that's fine. I think it's pretty smart. You're gonna get super locked down by CC once you're into a fight for sure.
Oh, what hit me? Oh, Scylla.
Yeah, this is a problem at lower brackets. People think they know a lot more than they do, and they don't shut the fuck up when they don't know what they're talking about. So you just gotta ignore shit calls, and like that pyro is not. You have to be able to make your own calls. You have to be like, all right, this is bad because my teammates can't do it, or this is bad, I shouldn't be there, I'm wasting my time. And somehow you did all that rotating and you're not really behind this guy, so that's great. All right, you did it again. I'm glad you cleared, but you could have just mass sustained with your 3 here. You will win this trade every day, all day. Look at how much attack speed you have, and your 3 is just healing you for 1,000,000. So if you stay on that, if you're fighting over that, just stick in your 3, dude. Don't even waste your 2. Just 3 the creeps, 3 him. You know, try to hit him. If you're hitting creeps, you're still sustaining. You don't need to drop your 2 there. Anytime you can whack on him sitting in your 3 and he wants to trade, go for it. Most gods, that'll be the case at this point. Maybe a little earlier. Nice. That was good. Your ability use is just off. You're using your 2 for day. You're playing like you're an assassin. That's what's happening right now. You're like, you kit dump. Watch this. You just fully kit dump this, dude. Like, you didn't even use your 1 to secure the camp. Your auto secured it, and you won into him. But why are we wanting into this guy? Right? Like, he's not gone yet. Now is where you'd want to want him if you were going to want at some point to close the gap. And then your 2 here, and bro, you hit for 150. We're not worried about using that. We're not. That's not a thing. I think you get a kill here, which is good. Nice. Okay, you're trolling a little bit. Yes. You need to slow down. Slow down.
I didn't know the fucking Pele was gonna get the kill.
Yeah,
right
but
there.
like, okay, so like obviously not the end of the world, but when he's low like this, you're like, okay, he might get away. Let me cover this option with my ult if he gets away. Not let me do this and, you know, if it works, it works. Like, you can wait and see where he goes, right? You have all the time in the world. You don't need to be pre-dunking there. What you need to be doing is putting your cursor where you want to be. So when he lands, if he gets out, you can ult. Right? So like right here, oh, he's ulting. You're aiming for where you want to ult if you see him there, right? Instead, you're like almost ready to do it, but it's you actually throwing the ability. You just got to hesitate like a half a second more. Just be a little bit more patient. Small things like that, dude. Like if you become more patient in that situation, then you'll do it over and over again. Let me back up here. Hold on, where did you walk all the way across the map here, dude? All right, this is a TP. This is a TP. I know you can't TP the ward, but if they're saying attack here, I don't know if you, let me see. You might judge off of the way the Tsukiyomi is. Yeah, as soon as you see this, bro, TP. Get the fuck over here as fast as possible. I think you're seeing Tsukiyomi low and you think you're going to go 1v1 him because you're an assassin. That is not, you're wanting to get into the mix of that fight and make sure you disrupt that fight as much as possible. So you could have been here like, I'd say 3, maybe 4 seconds earlier. You probably should have been in this fight heavily. All right, another fight again where you open with your 2. If you won him right here, he's dead. Okay? Your 1 slows. You have an immense amount of attack speed, and then your 3 is also a secondary gap closer because it gives you more range on your autos. So like, why are we 2ing here? No value. You want that too to be in the mix of a fight, or you know, like a secure at range, or you know, AoE damage, or just burst in the middle of a fight because your rest of your kit's up. But you need to get into that fight a little earlier with that one. I'm glad you get the kill, but you're also semi in a weird spot. Your ult's also not back up either. Yeah, you keep 2ing for burst. It's okay to just chill and wait. Slow down a bit on that usage. Look at how much damage you do with autos. Look at this shit, bro. Do you go Xe here?
Yeah.
You're disgusting.
Xe,
You
with
get fucking Kins online. How much power do you have right now?
in hand 146.
No, not fucking in hand. How much power do you have? It's right here. Why the fuck?
where?
It's right below it. Why the fuck do you want Xe?
okay.
What's your Xe doing?
Nothing.
Exactly. You don't have. There's no point. You are playing a warrior. Your damage is whatever does more over the course of a long fucking fight. You're not an assassin when we're playing this role. We're not bursting. If you do burst, dope. Our goal is not hard burst. Our goal is a long fight. Multiple rotations of abilities.
Someone is this side.
Yeah, you are playing like you're an assassin on this god, but you are a sustained auto attack god. You are a melee tank hunter.
He's probably gonna come in.
Your gameplay on this, like with this god, is fairly good, so I don't mind you playing this if that's what you're really comfortable on. But when you do play this from now on, realize you want to slow down the ability usage and maintain your auto attacks a lot more.
Okay.
But your Xe is worthless here. Like there's no see, this is not me shitting on you, by the way. This is more me shitting on a bunch of other dumbasses. I have a short that is up where I'm like, the last thing you do while learning Smite is you learn how to build yourself. Okay. This is why. If you copied Smite source build and went the right build without trying to think, your build is perfect and you're dumpstering. But your brain said, my counterpart is really tanky. I need to be able to kill him. That is not how this game works. First of all, that Xe is not going to help you kill him faster than Kins would. The Kins is still better, is still more damage. That's something you don't learn until you can play the game at a really, really, really high level. So when you're sub diamond, or I say diamond, masters is what I would like prefer. You just copy builds until that point. You can't possibly come up with the right answer to any situation, let alone every situation. So you copy the build that's optimal in 99.9% of the situations. Like, do you see how much damage you're doing with your autos when you are beating them with your, you know, you have 3,000 gold in hand and you still are like, that's Scylla, you're beating her ass. This Xe does 0 extra damage to that Scylla. Absolutely fucking nothing. Kins is giving you a ton of extra damage on that Scylla.
Just kill this guy.
Oh god.
It would be, sorry, I'm going to answer chat real quick because this is going to apply to you. It would be okay to go Kins here, wouldn't it? Every game this should be Kins. There's no, what, especially once you have Light Blade, you're never going anything but Kins here. Ever. In a million years. That pen is worthless. Now, if for some reason you feel like you don't need defense, right? Like you're at this point, you're like, I don't need any more defense. You might go Kins Xe. Probably fucking not, but you might. But you're not going Xe into Kins because you haven't made that decision whether you need more defense yet. And Kins is just way more damage. You're autoing 2.5 times a second, right? So 5 autos in 2 seconds. You're easily sticking to somebody for 2 seconds. That's 5 Kins procs. That's 100 plus extra damage depending on who you're hitting. That Geb you hit for 19 with your Kins. So that's a full tank you hit for 19 extra damage. You start hitting the Scylla, someone else, you're doing way more than 100 extra damage in 5 autos in 2 seconds. Or sorry, not your Kins. Your Equinox hit for 19. So your Kins is gonna hit for way more than that. Like you're doing so much damage if you just go the right build. Let me go back to see how you play this all the way through. Bro, you gotta start TPing. You like never TP, by the way. Like why are you not TPing here? Do you
I
like?
got no answer.
Is there like? Is it just you think you'll make it there in time by running?
Yeah.
Yeah, stop assuming, bro. Don't just go with what is guaranteed. If you TP here, you're automatically at the start of the fight. If you run, you might not be. If you TP here, I think this fight is completely different.
Yeah,
It is completely different.
The knocks from dying.
Yes. You as a Bologna, by the way, you want to be the first. You want to be at the beginning of every fight. Once you're at the team fighting stage, right? So that's gonna be different every game. Early game, you might rotate in and clear, or like clean up. That can happen like early mid game. At this point, you knew you were fighting over this. You're running out of base. You need to be here first. Because your Nox your Nox had to make a crazy play, and your ul died, right? Did your ul die in that fight or died on honor? Yeah, your ul died. Yeah. So your Nox really probably should have died. Like he got super lucky in my opinion. None of that should have happened. You should have just dumpstered this fight. This should be you guys going for Gold Fury afterwards and getting Beacon. But honestly, your team bailed you out and you made a bad decision. So just don't hesitate on TP anymore, dude. Don't hesitate on anything in the game. Don't assume, don't waste time. Just be as fast as possible all the time. I really wish you had Kins. I'm glad you killed him. I really wish you had Kins so bad.
I needed nothing.
They got a nice little pick. That's good. All right, so you get Beacon. All right, Gold Fury call. So every game will be different. When you're solo lane or support, one of you is zoning. So, and the other one's tanking. So you judge. Like if your Ganesh pulls the gold wherever, then you're zoning. If he's not pulling it, you need to go pull it and tell him to zone. So like you can beat this if you have vision. You don't have enough vision in my opinion. Your Pele is kind of zoning. So this specific situation is fine because I don't know why your Pele's up there invading instead of doing the objective. So you're helping kind of taking his spot. The second he leaves, you need to flip with him. You need to go back to zoning. Make it your normal play for this so you don't get any stolen objectives. If you just standing there will stop them 90% of the time from even trying. So that's worth.
Still a dash down.
I mean, Achilles and Scylla.
All right, bro.
Back up.
Yeah, no, this is not what you're doing ever in a million years. Your TB should have been leveled up. You're sitting on a ton of gold here and a starter. So in reality, let me go back. This is also another bad habit that most of you guys have. You kill gold at 2040. Where the fuck are you going right now? Like, what's your thought process? I'm saying what the fuck, but like,
so-
what's your thought process?
Honestly, I was just trying to get enough. I was trying to level up to level 20, and then I was trying to, I guess, have some extra gold, and so I could back. And then the team fight broke out and right.
Okay, so before you get to that, what's the fastest? Where are you gonna like? Where are you like? I'm gonna get this farm and this XP. What part of the map are you looking at? Like, what's your pathing?
Backs are about to come up, so you hit those, and then the next, obviously you go to lane, cause mid lane. But
Okay, so
next,
Pele's doing these, correct?
yeah,
So why aren't you standing right here and back into base and running straight up to the wave? What's faster, backing with super speed out of base or running across the whole fucking map?
backing.
Yeah, and he's gonna clear for you. You don't need. You could stand 2 feet away and let him clear instead of wasting this time. In reality, the second this gold drops, you're backing. Like, if you make that a habit as a team, as a player, if every person in this game made that a habit, there would be no picks and everyone would be on the exact same timer and placement. So if you all backed and you like your team wanted to fight, you would follow them out, right? Instead, you have a break off of farm, your Nox goes mid, you're in a weird spot, you're running across the whole fucking map. You also have enough for your starter here. So if anything, I would be spamming retreat. I would have been backing out of gold. I would have been getting my starter and I would have been running up for more farm or whatever. But if your team is trying to group and play for an objective, then you need to group with them. You have fire. You're not going to farm usually during fire. You're going to start taking towers. These 3 towers are going to be a fuck ton more gold, especially after you do these 3 and then you back farm whatever's up anyway. and this jungle just gets done a little bit later. This is a ton of waste of time. I mean, let me see. You killed gold at 20:44. You start backs here at 21:02. So you've wasted almost 20 seconds running across the map.
So a dash down. So a dash down.
And now you want to be at this fight.
Yeah.
You really should have been with them when you saw them fighting while you were running. So let's see, where does that, like right here? You see that they're grouping and they're looking for a fight. You got a TP right away or back and get a TP and TP to the ward. Realistically, like I said, speed is key. So I'd probably back to base, upgrade your teleport, and teleport to this ward. And you're in that fight. Like you're matching Scylla almost to that fight. You're matching Nox almost to that fight. Instead, you're going for a teleporter play, which is so fucking far away on top of the run. Like you're just so late to every fight.
Yeah.
You're massively late. Your team is just bailing you out. The other team is also feeding their brains out, but you need to be playing optimal all the time. So when your team isn't good, you still win games. You're also now kind of walking into a weird fight. I hope you win this, but you only win this because you guys are up 10k gold and your team already got a pick.
He tried to up down.
You should have upgraded your TP a long time ago. I've mentioned it like 20 times. Play your life. You have TP. You're never doing this, by the way, as a solo laner. Ever in your fucking life. Hold on. Dive is fine. Right here. You're beating his ass.
He tried to up down again.
You're not going in here. You have teleport. Right? You already got 3 kills. You're going to get out and you're going to teleport back into the fucking fight at full HP. You're never going to the death here when you can go right back into the fight when you have a reset.
That didn't kill him? Are you kidding me? Oh, we got him. Oh, get the fuck out of here. He might have ult.
The fact that you even read those disgusts me, by the way.
I knew it was animosity. I was
But
just reading it.
this is what you and every other player does. Like, you know, are these pro players really sure? I'm gonna figure. I might know better. That's fucking ignorance, bro. You're not gonna go to a fucking pizza place and have the pizza guy tell you exactly how to make a perfect pizza and then question whether the ingredients are right, bro. That's never gonna fucking happen. And this isn't just you, but all of you guys have to stop doing that shit. It's impossible. I started learning how to like make builds that were optimal after I was literally rank 1 in the game. I was the #1 ranked player in the game by a large amount when I started to like actually make my own builds and change stuff.
Hey, I was just reading.
Yeah, but that's exactly what was going through your mind. We already have gone through it. You already changed up the build on your own. That stuff has to stop from people. It's so bad. Like if you really believe that there's a problem, there's a core problem. That's false. What about mod pizza? You're not changing the ingredients of the pizza. You're changing the toppings. To your preference. You're not changing the ingredients of the sauce. You're not
Mod
changing
pizza,
you're not changing any
the
ingredients. You didn't touch a single ingredient.
Oh, I changed the ingredients again. You have stone of binding on.
What
Smite
the
Source
fuck do you
for
go
Boulder.
here? What the fuck do you
I
go here?
had spectrals because our team wasn't building.
Dog
it,
shit.
and
Spectral is a
also-
terrible fucking item. All right. First of all, they only have 1 crit god, right? You're never going right there. You're never going spectral. The one argument you could have about spectral is if they have multiple crit gods. And even then, mid guardian is 1,000 times better than spectral. All right. Do not build spectral. In this situation, you're not even worried about the fucking on her. You're worried about the goddamn Scylla, bro. That Scylla's the one who's gonna fucking one-shot you. An AA hunter is annoying. You have a disarm. You can shut that dude down for free. What do you do to Scylla if she 1-2s you?
Oh, you're dead.
You just take the damage.
Well,
So we need to
yeah.
mitigate that damage that's unavoidable, not mitigate the honor damage that we're gonna disarm and we're gonna stop. You have auto block. You block his autos and disarm him and avoid them. That's another. Look at this. perfect. I'm so glad this is the game you fucking chose. This is somebody who has gone, like Saiyan's gone out of his way to learn as much as possible. He's gone up from, what were you, like 800 MMR now? You're like,
when we first started coaching, when you did, when I paid, I was at 600.
600. And what was your peak so far since then?
2100.
That's fucking crazy. This is somebody that's trying to learn and has been taught a fair amount already. And even him is trying to cook up his own build is completely fucking wrong. Not even, you're completely off. This is why you guys have to stop doing this, bro. I wish I could find the TikTok right now because you probably haven't even seen it. I have a TikTok that's like every day, hundreds of people telling me I'm an idiot. I don't know what I'm talking about. You should learn how to build when you first start playing the game. It's crazy. Let me see. I'm gonna see. I'm convinced we can give shitty advice to make bad players worse. Actually, some of these kind of agree. Learning how to build is essential from the get-go. From John Tail Bronze McGee. So someone who's never learned from a high-level player is saying building first. Someone who's tried after learning is completely off. This is you guys have to, and I'm not saying only use Smite Source. I'm saying find the best player, and I don't mean the #1 leaderboard. I mean the highest ranked MMR player that plays your god. You can look at them and find the builds. Like you are not knowledgeable enough at a level under, in my mind, masters. I'll say diamond to be nice, to make up your own builds. I mean, you're an example. What'd you say? 20? Was it 24? No, wait. What was you? 22?
21.
Oh, 21. 2100 MMR. That's realistically. Was that diamond? Did you actually hit diamond?
Yeah, I did.
All right, so that's a diamond player. Tried to shift his own, make his own build. Completely fucking wrong.
I hope not, because fuck.
Double point.
Dude's hacking if that's the case.
Now, is this gonna lose you a game? No, but if that's how you judge everything when you have a 50% win rate, which is what everybody has, by the way, once they played enough games, everyone's hitting a 50% win rate that isn't GM or whatever. Like that, you can't just judge whether it's a win or a loss. It's performance, and you can't even understand the performance when you can't play the game even remotely at its perfect level. Good kill. That's nice. That was a good pick. Realistically, you're probably not opening with your 3 there. I'm only going to keep repeating it, but you think your ability is doing damage, and it's not. Your autos are what are doing the damage. So, like, realistically, you want a 1 in there. And even deeper than that, you want a 1 in there to just close the gap to get autos off, and then have your 3 up in case the on her is somewhere around, because that on her is who you want to be disarming. It's a good fire. You haven't wasted anything. You still haven't upgraded that TP, by the way, which is disgusting, because if you have to back out of a fight and you don't have the gold to buy it, then you can't get back into the fight. You should be zoning all the time here. Always. You aren't even walking in. The second you're walking through here, you're walking like, you could even stand like right in front of this pillar to the left. Like right over here, and just make sure nobody comes in, and you don't even have to do anything. You just, if you see somebody, that's when you do something.
Same speed.
All right. It's crazy because this isn't a bad game from you, and there's a million things for you to work on. And just go through like one by one. Like you don't need to, you're not going to fix everything at the same time. So like pick one, that maybe one easy thing and one harder thing, and just next time you play Bologna, make sure you do those things.
As far as your dash, this is the world we live in.
Like the build is an easy one, right? Like that's super easy, easiest thing in the world. Second thing would be like work on your laning phase, work on grouping the creeps to make sure you're melee and clearing as fast as possible, like kind of shit. And just keep adding on from there. And the second time you play Bologna, you already got that part added. You work on upgrading TP as an easy thing, and then fucking I don't know, targeting and zoning and stuff for the objective play, or rotating. You can work on rotating as a harder thing. Stone Unbinding is also like the go-to for the pen, by the way. That pen mixed with when you have kins, it's nasty for killing squishies. Plus, it would have given you both defenses, and like we said, the Scylla is actually a threat at this point in the game, so skipping magic for just pure fizz is a problem. And GG. Yeah, I mean, there's so much for you to work on, and that was like not a bad game. I wouldn't watch that and like as a player and just be like, yeah, that was a terrible game. Like, it wasn't great. It wasn't maybe not good. It was kind of average for what MMR are you at right now?
1897.
Yeah, that's kind of like what I would expect. You're probably making mistakes that 99% of people at your MMR make, and will never fix because they think they know what they're doing.
But that's why I'm coming back to coaching, because you know I did coaching and I went from 600 to where I'm at now, and so I'm trying to get to masters hopefully.
This is a good lane for you to pick up right now, in my opinion. Like, have jungle and solo be your roles, dude. You can really skyrocket your MMR from playing these roles right now. Where like someone who off rolls ADC is probably not going to gain a lot of MMR off their ADC roles. If you can get super comfortable in playing Bellona and one other god, and like to the point where you know what you're doing in the solo, you will win those games a lot and then control your game a lot. All right. If you if you watch it back or whatever, have any questions, just throw them my way, and it should be pretty easy to fucking fix and work on things.
Yes, sir.
Right,
now we'll have to set up some live coaching.
I'm down, especially
But I was hoping I fucking play jungle.
yeah. I mean, well, we can wait till you get jungle. Like, we can just keep doing it till you get jungle. It's fine.
All right, sounds good.
All right, dude. GG's, brother. Later. Yep.
Yes, sir. Thank you.